Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I come and return here today to continue to speak about offering perspective on the transcendental psychology, personal developments that it is connected to spirituality. For we are already aware and awakened, and most people, so much awakening has been happening, and so it is just to continue to put in practice all the things that we've been learning, and if those perspectives explain here, just my perspective. But if you have different ideas or similar ideas, or I'm very curious to know your perspective. So leave me a comment. Thank you also for not forgetting to subscribe, for liking, sharing. Thank you for your donations. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. For now, we need to continue to cultivate this self-love and this self-forgiving. First, we need to learn this self-love and self-forgiveness in order to ascend. And after that, we continue. We extend this love and forgiveness to the rest of the world. For we have nothing more to prove to ourselves, nor to anybody else. We have to let go of the fear of success, the fear of abundance, the fear of love, the fear of joy. Those are unconscious fear, but we deserve to be free. We deserve to live in joy. For joy is really the fuel of the higher dimension, but we've removed ourselves so far away from that energy that it feels almost unnatural and worthy to feel the total joy, total abundance, to be totally within ourselves, within our higher self. So it's like understanding also that we live in a matrix that is highly polarized. We need to raise ourselves beyond polarity, and not to be in the judgment or the criticism or the condemnation of any of the little dramas of the world, because first all the transgressions, for there is really nothing to forgive. It's only an experience. All the dark souls, those we can consider dark souls, have made a sacrifice on the soul level, to sacrifice themselves to provide humanity an opportunity to awaken and recognize themselves as love. For if it wasn't that, we would have continued to play the game of duality without knowing it yet. If you're doing something, you're successful as doing something you love, there is nothing to fix. Just continue doing it. But there is still an opportunity for a challenge to overcome all the lower aspect of ourselves in order to be. We have to be the highest version of ourselves, and we are far greater self when we are in love and compassion than in criticism and judgment. So it is we have to raise about this idea of dark and light, the bright hats, the dark hats, all of that, and for that, all the dark and light aspect of our, we have to do that within ourselves, the judgment that we have upon ourselves, so we can accept that we are worthy of the love of God and all the blessings that come with that path, and then we can after that apply that to the rest of the world. So it's like, because we're no longer interested, at some point we come to the point where we're no longer interested with all the little dramas. We're just a spectator of that, and we trust that the past will unfold. For within this great Earth stage, there is all the dark pyramid of control is breaking down. There is no choice. They're so desperate. They're trying to. They claim to be in democracy, but they do not. They try to pass laws that says, well, you're a criminal if you have an opposing view of what we're saying. It's completely insane. So it's like it is really much. It's just Washington D.C. the power has fallen down, and London the power just fallen down, and now we're waiting to see what the falling of the Vatican, and then after that there's going to be it's like a Pandora's box. The cat's out of the bag. You cannot put things back in the bag. The will of the people is completely in this it's completely in opposition of the leaders, and so there's like. It's like, but we need to move one step at a time. It's really much better to take the stairway to heaven one step at a time. And then there will come the great solar flash, but only when we're ready. It's like it's no longer one step at a time. It's like a cosmic elevator that takes us one floor, two floors. It can even take us to the penthouse if we're ready. But it would be a brutal shock to the senses if we were exposed to too much light at once. So it is our soul and spirit that knows that validate the facts that we're ready. And on the collective level, there is so many different energy that it takes a little bit of time, more time for the collective, but we can already make those activations within ourselves. And so for it is adjusting the right side of our brain the intuitive, the goddess, the love, to the logical, the masculine side. And then once they're both in harmony, we'll activate the third brain, the cerebellum, that's activated, that connects us to the fifth dimension, that will give us tremendous access to the understanding that life is only one. And then we're going to be able to create magic from in the linear path. You need to move thoughts into action, but in the fifth dimension or above, you move from thoughts directly into manifestation. It's a lot easier, and we have far greater result. So, but we have to learn to accept, to go into the shadows, to find the light, and to go into our fear, to find love. So, for this is really, really potent and powerful. To continue to forgive yourself for anything you see that can be dark within yourself, and not to go into a vendetta against yourself. Forgive yourself. It's only a lesson that is to be learned. And there are negative extraterrestrial technologies that have been psychic technologies that is pushing all the buttons of that is able to detect our weakness or the painful memory and replay it in our mind in order to keep the emotion low. Just put yourself in a bubble of light, and so to clear up those negative influence. And then expand this bubble of light to your environment, to your county, your country, your planet even, and so just continue to work with this power of the light. For the light, there is the physical light that is called the Metatronic light. That is we need to work in both sphere, in the lower light and the higher light. This lower light is invisible, but it makes everything visible. It's like the light, we don't see the light, but when it hits an object, it becomes visible. So this is what the polarized light. And then there is the higher light that is relative to the ability to open our third eye chakra. The more our third eye chakra, the more we are able. So if you do not see the higher light, just continue to work from intention. Eventually, it will start to manifest in your third eye. You have to eliminate all the fluoride from your toothpaste and all that, and that's very important in order to activate the pineal gland. And so, but the greatest strength is usually found within our weakness, and so we need to overcome the fear, to know what the courage is like, to see that there is no fear, that we can pass through certain things. And the more our courage expands, the more our compassion and lucidity comes along, is expanded naturally. But when you have a weakness, we all have weakness and strengths, and the Creator knows that. We increase our strengths and diminish our weakness. Do not expose your weakness to anybody else, because people might use it to attack you, and justify the criticism or judgment. So it is important to work on it, but not to make it. Everybody has it. People will hide those things, and it is usually it's like it's not for you to point it out. It's just life will reveal itself in the right time. For salvation has to come from within. It's a self-empowerment, and the more we understand the cosmic law, the faster our process of manifestation will unfold, and the faster things will happen to work from within, to move into the saddle plane. It's like an onion. There's so many layers and layers and layers of conditioning that we need to disengage from. We're also going to come into this full extraterrestrial contact, so we have to be ready for that, to let go of the fear of that as well. Understand, personally, I work a lot with the Syrian, Pleiadian, Arcturian Council. But the Arcturians are I really like, well, they're all wonderful friends and family, but the Arcturian principles are really the integration of the inner and the outer, the spiritual and the material. They're really the midway station, and they're really a great balancing out, and great teachers as well. We want to continue to teach, continue to do not be afraid to share your light. The life around you needs your guidance, even if it's just to hold in silence, to hold the peace in silence. It will help, but offer your light, offer your guidance. More and more people are awakening, and they need your mentorship. And so for the light collective on the earth is far greater than the darkness, so that's why the ascension is pretty much guaranteed. Just as in the universe there is dark extraterrestrial civilization that are allowed to exist, but the light collective is so far greater, and it's just those light collective follow the law of one, the law of God, follow the way of the Christ. And so so they do not interfere unless they receive the permission. It is just the dark. They follow no laws. They're ready to break all the rules, all the laws, in order to achieve control and domination. And so um, this is really what's going to happen. This world will be liberated, and what's very important is the public opinion. Public opinion is really what guides the evolution process, and this public opinion has been manipulated, as we all know, and so by medias and so on. And it's like when you watch mainstream TV, it's like this show that in France we have the magic merry-go-round. It was a show that I watched when I was a kid. It's so to put people to sleep, and it's really what it is going on for a very long time. Generally, this public opinion is created as with two sides that are opposing themselves in order to keep the status quo, like the Democrats and Republicans, the right and the left, and so. But there is times like this war in Ukraine, where they're trying to convince the whole public opinion to go behind it, and when actually what's going on in Russia, the public opinion is completely different, and the Russians are actually they're fighting for the freedom of Ukraine, but they're fighting against all the globalist elite and the digitalization and this enslavement of humanity, and it will free the world. So just want to say this is my point of view, let's say. And that's what I see. So eventually the public opinion will be made aware, will shift into something far greater, and everybody will be grateful to be free, because it's like there is this great, and people are aware they do not want all those sacrifices to fight the war of the globalists, and it's like it's really and the future of the economic world will be China, Russia, and India. And they have all the resources, the people, and the brain to create this new economic center. But the world will be free, and everybody will have what they need. And we have to recreate a new world, understanding it's only one life that's evolving as one. And so we're going to continue to stay true to ourselves. It's difficult to be politically correct, to be aligned with public opinion, and to be authentic. It's better to be authentic than for a lot of people that came in the past as authentic, were actually what Plato says. It's like when you go back into the cavern, it's like the people do not want to know the truth. And the Christ was the Christ, Galileo, Bruno, Socrates. There's like a lot of people who are like really, really. But the time of martyrdom is over. If we need to sacrifice our life is just. It belongs to the Creator, so God. But also this Creator, when you shine in the glorious light of the Creator, when you call on, there is very little chance that anything dark can approach you. It's like you're too bright for them to even come close. So continue to cultivate your connection to your inner self, to your brilliant light. And continue to cultivate this bubble. For it is about when we condition our thoughts to be only positive, we have really good feeling. When we have negative thoughts, we have negative feelings. But it's like because the more positive we think, the more in alignment, the more we can think that God, the source, agrees with us. When we don't feel good, it means our thoughts are really, really departed from the center, from the source. And when we move into the absolute lucidity, we become ecstatic, and the emotional body is just ecstatic. So little by little, we need to purify our thoughts, get positive thoughts, and more positive thoughts. Open the sacred heart. It is a center between we need to align all our chakras. The more our chakras are aligned, the more we are able to flow naturally. Open the vertical axis and open the sacred heart. The sacred heart is the thymus. It is between the throat and the heart chakra, and eventually will open, and there is a sacred particle of God, the divine particle called adamantine, will just continue to flow, whichever way they flow, but continue to alimент this light body. It's going to be quite magical. We're getting ready to new activations, and you need to continue to integrate those things that you've learned, letting go of old beliefs and replacing them each and every day with new truth, new level of truth, and continue to work with both light, this light of the world is here, but to continue to cultivate this connection to the higher light, higher planes, and to call on your soul, call on your higher self, so it can emerge from within and descend from above. So because your soul is connected to the infinite Creator, it is the eternal part of ourself, and so. And so and do not worry if you do not see the light yet, if you do not, just continue to cultivate this connection. It's all from the heart, from the intention. Just be simple, be true to yourself, and trust yourself. You deserve abundance. You deserve, do not fear abundance. Or you deserve abundance. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be in full health. You deserve all the things of the world. For this world was created for enjoyment, but it is an experiment, and sometimes the free will can take. Yet all of this dark programming is really necessary right now, because it's all the truth is also coming to the picture, so people can actually see the light and the darkness, and they can choose love. It's an opportunity to choose love, to choose to be love, for this is our true nature and the nature of the Creator. Well, thank you very much. I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with a song as usual. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And if you haven't done so yet, I always finish with a song. It's just to finish like that. It's this one is called Angel. It's a song of Jimi Hendrix. It goes like this. Angel, come down from heaven yesterday. She stayed with me just long enough to rescue me. And she told me a story yesterday about the love between the moon and a deep blue sea. And she spread a wing high over me, and she said, I shall return tomorrow. And I say, fly on, my sweet angel, fly on through the sky. Fly on, my sweet angel, tomorrow I will feel you by my side. And sure enough, this morning come to me, where silver winged silhouette against the glow of a child's sunrise. And as the bluebird and sparrows envy me, she said, I love you, little boy, and today you shall fly. She kissed me once, and the feeling so good, she made me cry. And now we fly together. And I say, fly on, my sweet angel, fly on through the sky. Fly on, my sweet angel, together we shall always be alive. Once we connect to our angels, she will remind us of our eternal nature. Angels are divine beings of light. And even this power to fly, it's something that has moved out of the collective potential of humanity. But as soon as one human shows that it is possible, soon there's going to be all kinds of new energies that will come, and new powers, new understanding. We'll discover this power of anti-gravity and levitation. And that will prove to humanity that what they believe, even before, it's like they created airplanes, so it's like, wow. But soon we won't even need airplanes, because we'll be able to move with the power of our minds through the air, and it's going to be quite wonderful. But in the meantime, the most powerful of all the superpowers that we have is forgiveness, the ability to love and forgive ourselves and the world. Well, I thank you very much to continue to cultivate this power of love and forgiveness, and be in a receptive mode, and continue to cultivate your dream, your vision, your highest aspiration, to be free of fear as much as possible. And I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Adonai.